degree. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright. Set the stage, Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Let's go. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
One more time, y'all. What up, Dion? One more time, y'all.
It's Yolanda degree. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's Yolanda degree, shining bright. Set the stage, Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea.
Let's go, y'all. Sip with me.
Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea.
I love my song, y'all. I don't bite none. What's up, y'all? What's good? I'm back. Listen, we about to get into this Bill Gates apology. This dude is trying to do damage control. And we're going to get into some other things, some other emails. It ain't just about the affairs that he had. It's not about the STD. It's just not about that. There were other emails included in the Epstein file. So we're going to get into it. So I'm going to take y'all back. Let me bring up my screen. Everything working. I ain't glitching. None of that. Let me add this to the screen. So y'all remember when Bill Gates was smiling and he was ever so happy to say Jeffrey Epstein was dead? Well, we can ready get into that. We taking it back that far. Let's go. He thought he was safe, y'all.
You had a number of meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, who, when you met him 10 years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from minors. What did you know about him when you were meeting with him, as you've said yourself, in the hopes of raising money?
I had dinners with him. I regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction.
Well, by the time we get off of this live stream, y'all gonna be thinking a whole different way about Bill Gates. He was into some wicked things, y'all.
Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Bold-faced lie, y'all. Bold-faced lie.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so.
Y'all see that? Y'all hear that?
In general, you always have to be careful.
Y'all see that smirk on his face? Look at his face. He did. He thought his secrets it was a wrap. Nobody, that was it. It's over. Nah, Bill. What you do in the dark come out in the light. Let's go. That's crazy.
And
let me take that back one more time.
I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy, very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up every day and focus on. Every minute I spent with him, I regret, and I apologize that I.
Let me stop this. This is now the first interview. This was before the second drop, okay? This next interview was after the second drop. Let me go back to where he said he's dead. That was crazy. He was smirking.
In general, you always have to.
Found out about his background.
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you, for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so
look at that smirk. He's dead. He thought he was safe. In
general, you always have to be careful. And I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy, very proud of the work of the foundation. That's what I get up every day and focus on. Every minute I spent with him, I regret, and I apologize that I did.
Now, this is his second denial. This is his second one. His most recent denial. Let's go.
That part of that issue of trust brings me to Jeffrey Epstein. I want to know what your relationship with him was.
Yeah, I met Jeffrey in 2011. So over a period of 3 years, I had a number of dinners with him. The focus was always, he knew a lot of very rich people, and he was saying he could get them to give money to global health. In retrospect, that was it.
Listen, I'm going to need y'all to hit that like. We're going to go over those emails in detail. It's not just about the STD emails, y'all. Y'all going to be shocked, but I'm telling y'all, before COVID came, Jeffrey was involved in some experiments with Bill Gates. So I'm going to need y'all to hit that like. Let's go.
A dead end, and I've said many times, but I'll say again, I was foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him.
You've no doubt seen the allegations, including.
He regretted because he got caught.
Some of them from the last 24 to 48 hours. Are they true?
No, the apparently Jeffrey wrote an email to himself.
And y'all get ready to see why Jeffrey was as powerful as he was. He was blackmailing the shit out of Bill Gates. He was blackmailing the mess out of this man. Let's go.
That email was never sent. The email is, false. So I don't know what his thinking was there. Was he trying to attack me in some way? But, it just reminds me, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I, apologize that I did that.
The problem is some of the things that he has sent and some of the information about other people that has come up in those files has been true. Why would he do this and say this about you, do you think?
It's factually true that I was only at dinners. I never went to the.
Once again, he's still denying it, saying he only went to dinners. That's a lie. He was in multiple states with Jeffrey Epstein.
The island. I never met any women. And so, the more that comes out, the more clear it'll be that although the time was a mistake, it had nothing to do with that kind of behavior.
Is it frustrating to you, given what you've said, that this is now happening?
Not really. I mean, people should, hold people who are successful to a very high bar. And so, it's as these documents come out, they're going to be closely scrutinized.
We turn out.
Now we getting ready to get into this apology. We're going to get into this apology, and then we getting ready to dig through them emails.
Microsoft founder Bill Gates, his eye-opening apology for his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. In a town hall meeting with employees, Gates admitting to 2 affairs with Russian women.
He's trying to do damage control, y'all. This ain't nothing but damage control.
He says about the photos of him in the Epstein files. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates revealing more damaging information about his personal life and admitting to a series of stunning lapses in judgment in building a relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Today, the fallout growing as Gates was pressed by employees at a Gates Foundation town hall. According to the Wall Street Journal, which revealed audio of the meeting, Gates told employees it was a huge mistake to spend time with Epstein. He acknowledged that his relationship with Epstein began after Epstein was convicted of soliciting a minor. And he claimed that he, one of the wealthiest men in the world, did not properly research Epstein's background.
And this is the excuse they all given. They did not check this man's background. They didn't know. They're liars. They're liars.
That would have revealed his sordid past. Knowing what I know now makes it, 100 times worse. Gates acknowledged his association probably helped Epstein rehabilitate his image, and he revealed other damning specifics, saying the men flew together on a private jet and that they hung out in Germany, France, New York, and Washington. But Gates was adamant.
Y'all see that? Germany, France, New York, and Washington. Does that sound like a couple of dinners? Absolutely not.
That he never witnessed any criminal activity. But Gates did acknowledge he had affairs with 2 Russian women. And Gates also addressed these photos, saying there were pictures Epstein asked him to take with his assistants. His ex-wife recently saying Gates needs to answer questions.
Those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
Well,
and I am so happy to be away from all the muck.
David Gates' indiscretions contributed to the failure of his marriage.
breaking news from
All right, this is just a little bit more on who the Russian women were. These women had bank. I'm just shocked they was running around with STDs.
Seattle. Bill Gates just admitted to staff he had 2 affairs with Russian women while married. One was a bridge player, the other, a nuclear physicist. He also apologized.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Apologized for his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, saying he spent time with the pedophile in New York, Germany, France, and Washington. Gates claims he did nothing illicit and never visited Epstein's island. But Epstein once tried to blackmail him over the Russian affairs.
And we're going to get into that blackmail. And he did. He's not lying. He did try to blackmail him.
His ex-wife, Melinda, she was skeptical from the start.
Dear Bill, I cannot believe.
Y'all ready? This is the blackmail letter. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Because I turned the volume up on this and everything. It's kind of low. So let's go.
That you have chosen to disregard our friendship, developed over the last 6 years. I am aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us has chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond comprehension. You have decided to discharge me from my job. You had Larry, your people.
This is that email. This is the email. Put it, let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it. Y'all might have to turn y'all TVs up because I turned it up to the highest. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear it. All right, let me go ahead and play it. Let me take it back a little bit. This is that email. Oh, good. I want y'all to hear this.
That you have chosen to disregard our friendship, developed over the last 6 years. I am aware that accidents happen. It is how each of us has chosen to deal with this unfortunate event that has me dismayed beyond comprehension. You have decided to discharge me from my job. You had Larry, your PR person, tell me that I engaged in morally inappropriate behavior. He asked me to be the major actor in a cover-up so that you can maintain the reputation that you have worked so hard to achieve. You asked me to recommit to a confidentiality agreement and have categorically told me that we cannot have any direct, ongoing business relationship. This is in total disregard for its impact on the public perception of my reputation. I will have to.
Jeffrey was mad as hell Bill Gates cut him off. He was upset.
Diligently avoid the truth. I will have to tell people that Bill will not invest with me and craft an answer that suits your needs. You did agree to send a letter of recommendation should a future employer ask for one. You have told me that Melinda insists on me not communicating with you unless Larry is copied or present, though you have consistently maintained that I could not have done a better job and that I was underpaid compared to my contribution. You then, beyond all sense of fairness and frankly decency, said that as generous compensation for keeping the Gates reputation intact, you would let me keep what we agreed I had already owned, the investment pieces, and give me 2 years severance, similar to Christine Turner, another casualty. If the shoe was on the other foot, I would have said, this is not your fault. I confessed to Melinda. It was in a moment of weakness, and I will do anything within my power to make it right for you. I have more money than anyone needs. I will bend over backwards to make sure your next career is rewarding and on an upswing. That is what I would have done had I been in your shoes. What I did receive, however, was an unfriendly, strongly worded email, and that I should not look to you for any significant financial help in the future. To add insult to the injury, you then implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics.
He definitely did ask him to delete that shit. He begged him. Bill begged Jeffrey, Epstein to delete that shit.
That you can surreptitiously give to Melinda and the description of your. You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to redacted, as that is another topic that must remain between the two of us. All of these requests, which I would have done without a second thought, until you were ready to discard me and our friendship.
When you met him 10 years.
Let me stop this. He had 7 drafts of this email going to Bill Gates. 7. All right, let's go.
Years ago, he was convicted of soliciting prostitution. It was reported that you continued to meet with him over several years. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, he's dead. So,
once again, he thought he was good. He's dead. He thought he was good.
In general, you always have to be careful.
There's some really.
Now, this is another email, y'all. He was upset because he asked for reimbursement. Bill Gates did not want to reimburse Epstein. Listen to this. He called Bill Gates cheap. He said the richest man in the world is cheap.
Details coming out about Bill Gates' rocky relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. One day, Epstein is offering to get Bill Gates a Nobel Peace Prize through his connections, and then the next day, he's blackmailing Gates about his affair. So it's clear from this file drop that these two were very close. Here's an email that Epstein sent to one of Gates' advisors. Your friend Bill is nuts. His former girl can't afford air conditioning, can't afford to travel to Bridge. She is okay, but broke. This story would take Trump off the front pages. The richest man in the world is so cheap. Like everyone else, Gates has been trying to distance himself from Epstein. But according to the Wall Street Journal, starting in 2011, Gates had private dinners with Epstein in his townhouse in New York.
And y'all gonna see why he was so upset. The stuff that they were doing behind the scenes, experimenting, was crazy.
New York, the two would hang out with billionaires together. Gates has been on Epstein's private plane. And there's an email where Epstein is inviting Gates to his private island for the holidays. And it's clear that Epstein was working over.
But he claimed he never was on the island. But he got the invitation, though. Okay.
Over time to try to win the favor of one of the world's richest men. It's been documented that in 2013, both Gates and Epstein traveled to France together and met with an official from the Nobel Peace Prize Committee. And this is interesting because Epstein told a former Gates Foundation employee that he knew the Norwegians and could help Gates win a Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to eradicate polio. But then the relationship began to sour. So, according to the Wall Street Journal, Bill Gates had an affair with a 20-year-old Russian bridge player, and Epstein knew about it. Apparently, he even paid for.
Let's go back. This is the part that I don't understand. They claim that Bill Gates had this affair and Jeffrey knew nothing about it. I doubt that. I think Jeffrey hooked him up with this woman. I don't believe that Jeffrey knew nothing about this.
Her software coding classes and then later used that to threaten Bill Gates. Reportedly, Epstein couldn't get Bill Gates to participate in one of his multi-billion-dollar ventures and got upset about it. And so around that time in 2017, Epstein emails Bill Gates asking him to reimburse him for his mistress's schooling. And people who have seen this email say that there's a very strong implication that Epstein is saying, I will expose your affair if you cut ties with me. We've previously reported on Epstein's draft email.
Again, I told y'all, Jeffrey Epstein was so mad Bill Gates cut ties with him.
Email about Gates sleeping with Russian prostitutes and trying to get STD antibiotics to slip to his then wife. Now
let me stop this. Now, he claimed he was never on that island. Remember Virginia Giuffre? Giuffre said why he was around and what he was around for. Let's go.
A woman who was on Epstein Island, and she explains what Bill Gates did there. I want you to listen to this.
Bill Gates, the billionaire philanthropist.
Now, mind you, he's denying this. He's denying this. This is one of the survivors. God rest her soul. She's no longer here, but she knew exactly who Bill was.
Loved by the media, hailed as a savior. We called him the benefactor, and we used to dread seeing him naked. But he didn't come to party. He came to experiment. Genetic experiments, human experiments. I saw him inject a young...
Keep that in mind. Genetic experiment, human experiments. Please keep that in mind.
Girl with something they said was a genetic enhancement. She was younger than me, strapped to a table, terrified, treated like a lab rat while they muttered about seeding the future of the species. These men think they are gods, playing with life like it was theirs to own.
Now listen, this is another email of Jeffrey Epstein. He was talking to another man about what him and Bill Gates talked about. I need y'all to pay attention to this. So y'all seen Virginia say that he came near, they stuck a needle in a girl's arm, they were experimenting, yada, yada. Now pay attention to this.
Sent to Jeffrey Epstein that was in the files. Also, I've been thinking a lot about the question that you asked Bill Gates. How do we get rid of poor people as a whole?
I was thinking about the question that you asked Bill Gates. How do we get rid of poor people as a whole? Remember this part, y'all.
And I have an answer/comment regarding that for you. When can I call you today to discuss this? Epstein responds, anytime. You can always call blank, home, or make sure you have my cell. Jeffrey, person responds, I'll call you if I have free time today or after basketball at around 4. And Epstein responds about a minute later saying, okay, also he is coming back in March for a day with me, so you can ask him more questions. And this person responds, cool, sounds good. I'd like that.
I don't know.
All right, this is another email.
If some of you are ready for this one. Here we have 2017 talking about the scope of some big project.
Y'all see that? Bill Gates. To Bill Gates. Pay attention, y'all.
Epstein and Bill Gates communicating here. What are they discussing in 2017? Pandemic.
Remember this. Pandemic simulation. Remember that.
Simulation. So allegedly, in my opinion, it seems like they were doing this for a multitude of reasons, including gaining more access to personal information and digitally redacted personal information. And it's saying they were following up on the specifications for strain pandemic simulation. Happy to do whatever else is helpful or adapt along the way. Thanks for the opportunity.
If you've been hearing...
So you hear that, right? Pandemic simulation. How do we get rid of poor people as a whole. Pay attention. Now, the thoughts of this content creator are not the thoughts of my own, but there are some details in this next clip that I need y'all to pay attention to.
A lot of anti-Bill Gates propaganda and you're not sure what to think about the guy, without having to skip to the end of the video, let me just tell you, you absolutely should not like Bill Gates. In 2009, the Gates Foundation pushed an experimental HPV vaccine.
Now listen, this part is true. They did that HPV in India first, y'all.
On thousands of adolescent girls in India. This resulted in at least 7 deaths. On a podcast in 2024, Bill Gates said that India is, quote, a kind of a laboratory to try things.
It's kind of a laboratory to try things that then, once you prove them out in India, you can take to other places.
Well, I bet you've tried a lot of things there, Bill. Speaking of things Bill has tried, in the recent release of the Epstein files, he was mentioned hundreds of times, including an email draft Epstein wrote to remind himself to help Gates, quote, get drugs in order to deal with consequences of sex with Russia.
We know what that's about, the STDs.
Girls. There were several email exchanges between the two, with Jeffrey Epstein positioning himself as a major fundraiser and advisor to Gates' work. That's also
Epstein was a major contributor to Bill Gates' work. And there's a reason for that, because they were experimenting themselves.
Also not forget that the Gates Foundation invested $55 million in a company, BioNTech, in September of 2019, just before the pandemic. Less than a year later,
before the pandemic. Pay attention, y'all.
In 2020, BioNTech stocks surged, creating massive profits for investors. But I'm sure Bill Gates had no idea this pandemic was coming and no influence over how it was handled. There was
boom, right after that, here comes COVID. Here comes COVID.
Also this part during a 2010 TED Talk where he said the quiet part out loud regarding vaccines.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Kind of sounded to me he was saying that they could use vaccines to lower the population, aka...
Back again. How can we get rid of poor people generally?
Kill people. And more recently, Bill has been a significant investor in Upside Foods, the fake lab-grown meat company that Mr. Beast was drooling over recently.
I need to try it. I need to see how this tastes.
So to Bill Gates, I say this. You're a creep. Why don't you go back to your billion-dollar mansion, pay for sex with hookers, and leave the rest of us alone?
Genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? So y'all get where I'm going. Who believed COVID was man-made? Put a 1 in the chat. And I swear I don't believe in conspiracies at all, y'all. I don't. But this right here is deep.
A new investigation has revealed that the Epstein files show Epstein, alongside powerful people like Bill Gates, may have masterminded the COVID pandemic years before the pandemic hit.
Y'all hear that? This is where I'm leading y'all. This is the road I'm leading y'all down. So it was more than just an STD. There were multiple emails, but because that email about the STD is so salacious, people didn't go any further. They think that's the worst of the worst. No, it isn't. It isn't, because they got their medication, it could go away. This is something different. When you're trying to control the population, when you're experimenting with people and doing different things, this is on a whole nother level.
That they were planning, preparing, they were in ways that would give them more control, more money, more authority, with almost no accountability, that they would gain, they would be able to crush dissent. They would be able to utilize emergency power in a way that never went away. And that this wasn't done in order to prepare for, oh no, what if something happens? People may say, well, it's always good to prepare for,
Exactly. This was not for them to prepare for COVID that came not too long after that. This was for them to gain control.
disaster or something along those lines. But the new investigation and the Epstein files show that this wasn't about preparedness. This was about control. It wasn't, we'll have these plans in place just in case. It was, we'll have these plans in place so that at the opportune moment, we can trigger them and gain all of this power and control over not only the American people, but the world.
Because you may or...
Let me stop it. Thank you, EJ. You said you're too kind beyond evil. Yeah, this is some sick stuff. This is some sick stuff. And I only stay on for about 45 minutes, y'all. I will be dropping a link at the end of this. But do you guys see where I'm taking you? It was bigger than an STD. That is why Jeffrey Epstein got so enraged and so angry to the point where he started blackmailing Bill Gates. Remember, allegedly, there's babies, there's all types of stuff going on Epstein Island. All right, let's go.
May not know that Bill Gates funded something called Event 201.
2013.
What is that? Event 201 was a simulation of a respiratory virus on how...
Y'all hear that? 201. That is what we previously was talking about. What they were doing, him and Jeffrey Epstein. He included this monster into this.
Or reacts to the global population.
That's on camera. You can look that up. It's on YouTube.
They did a simulation back in October of 2019 called...
Again, 2019.
Event 201, funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
So you mean to tell me, was it him and Bill Gates exchanging emails?
Yeah.
Him and Bill Gates were exchanging emails, and 2 years later, it all happens.
Yep.
That's why I think COVID was based on Epstein, and I said that before.
Right.
I said that, like, I don't know. See, at that time, I didn't know there was any connection, but I was like,
Again,
yo, all this Epstein.
Who believes that COVID is man-made? Put a 1 in the chat if you believe. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. After seeing this is crazy. Crazy.
Shit is going on, and then the world shuts down, and this man is tied to all of the powers that be because they knew that it was some crazy shit that was in those files. They knew that they were all tied in there, so they had to shut down and get all their affairs in a row.
Well, here's the thing too, taking a step further. So Epstein gets hemmed up, right, in July of 2019. A month later, he unlives himself. But not too long after that, the first COVID case we see, because COVID didn't start in 2020. Right. It started in late 2019.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? 2019.
So he dies, and then a few months later we have COVID, and then the whole world shuts down.
That's what I'm saying. This man has to either be some sort of demon. He has to be bald because you shut the world down. You quote unquote die. World shuts down for like how long COVID go? 2-3 years at least.
Yeah.
Shut down. You make your great escape.
Yeah.
You do whatever you do.
And you can hide a lot of money.
Now this is where they going to the extreme with Epstein. And I did a live on that. Is he still here or not? But they believe this is what that's about. So he can make his great escape. Do I think it needed to be that elaborate? No, I don't. That's the part that I don't believe.
A lot of documents. You can do so much. There was so much you could have done during COVID because everything was shut down. You could have moved a lot of your affairs around.
But see, it wasn't just him though. That was a move for the world. That's why it was so weird.
Yeah.
This is almost over. I'm going to get to y'all comments. I'm looking at them. I see y'all.
Right, if you think about it,
yeah,
the whole world shut down. How did we get everybody on board all of a sudden to be a part of this? And now, when you think about it, if they're all on these files, they're all a part of these files. I'm sure so many people got taken off of those files, and they're not showing us everything. Obviously, it's redacted. But if you think about it, I guarantee you, the people that are in power now, all around the world, they either paying to get off of there and everything. So it was
something was going on.
Something was going on. That's why they did.
Bingo. Let me stop it. All right, I'm going to pull my screen down. I'm going to start reading some of these comments. Listen, y'all. When I said I got to find some other emails outside of that STD, that's not important. You know what I'm saying? You get a shot, you get some pills, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I had to dig deep. Now, there was some petty ones where Jeffrey was calling him cheap because he wanted reimbursed and stuff like that. But when I started seeing what Bill Gates was really into, injecting those girls over there in India with the HPV shot and deaths and all of that. And then Virginia Guthrie said what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? When Bill Gates would come around, insane. Insane. All right, I'm going to read some of y'all comments. It is sick. It's real sick. I had to come back to this, y'all. I was going to do David, the singer. I was going to get into that with Celeste. But something, you know, I did my first live on Bill Gates. I said, I got to finish this because that apology is nothing but damage control. And some of those people from his foundation, he introduced them to Jeffrey Epstein. So some of them knew what's up. They knew what was going on because they were around Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein played a big part. He promised Bill Gates a lot of stuff, and it didn't happen like that. All he did was you got him caught up and build up enough to get him in, basically, you know, blackmail him. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. So I believe that if the pressure's applied, he's going to talk again. He's going to talk again. He's been denying it forever and a day. Now he's telling the truth. But here's my thing. He said that Jeffrey found out that he was having that affair. I don't believe that, and started blackmailing him then. I believe that Jeffrey plugged him in with that female. I believe that Jeffrey was, and y'all heard the email read out loud. Jeffrey was highly upset that Bill Gates wanted to cut those ties. He knew financially he didn't want to cut those ties. I want Trump. He's hot. Wait, let me see. He does. I did a live on him. What's that? Today's what? Thursday, Wednesday. I think it was Tuesday. I did a live stream on him. So y'all know Hillary went in today. Who? I sound terrible? And are you calling me a black chick? And I am, and I'm proud. But you know there's other live streams that's going on that you could be in. You don't have to be here, sweetie. Excuse yourself. That's it. That's all. Gates' mother's maiden name is Maxwell. Think about it. Really? You think somehow, some way he's related to Ghislaine? Thank you, EJ. Yeah, you don't have to be here. You don't have to be here. This is bigger money. Hold on, y'all. Let me go up. So I think next I'm doing David, but I had to finish this. I had to finish this one out. I had to. Hey, I might look into it to see. Who's beautiful? Exactly, Battle Zone, that part. Get the hell on. You could go. Bye. Listen, all opinions are respected. Just don't be disrespectful. I can drop the link. If anybody wants to add to this conversation, I'll drop the link. Just let me know. Hold on. Let me drop the link. Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and drop the link. Anybody can come up. I built this channel, like I said, and I say this every live stream, for people to be able to say what they want. You just can't be disrespectful. Jeffrey, hold on. Let me read this. You know, Bill going up tomorrow to talk. Hillary was the day. We ain't getting nothing out of that. All right, the link is dropped. Let me see. Hold up. I'm trying to get to your comment. Hold on. I don't want it to go. Hold up. Hold on. There go the link, y'all. There was a good comment. Let me get back up here and see if I can find it. Hold on. Here it go. Jeffrey and Bill were both into eugenics, Nazi ideology. In fact, hold on, the Nazi ideology. In fact, the Nazis defended their ideology based upon what was happening under Margaret Sanger. What? I don't know nothing about that. I don't. Founder of Plan B. What? Thank you for that information. Plan B Parenthood. What? Mm-mm-mm. The link is in the chat. Don't be shy. I don't bite. I do not bite. Let me see. It was clearly obvious, man-made. I don't think there's even a question of that. Yeah, you're right. It's about HEO unleashed it, and was it for purpose of affecting America who was targeted? Yeah, I believe it was for us, and I believe we were targeted. Do I believe that it came from out of China? Absolutely, I do. But do I believe that Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein had something to do with it? I'm on the fence about that. Look up Henry Kissinger quote about getting people to take vaccines for control, how convincing them and they will submit. A lot of this has been done and planned for decades. Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. I don't take them. I don't get no flu shots. I don't get none of that. I do not play about stuff like that. I don't. I don't. I get instantly sick. You're not injecting anything foreign. I'm pretty healthy. I'm pretty strong. I fights it off. Peace say a lot of times they bring this stuff into our communities. Yep. We don't even know what the heck is going on. You right about that. You right about that. Wait a minute. Gates' father partner with what? His father partnered with Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Really? Now you're gonna have me looking up his dad. Wait, it's an agenda. Hold on. It's an agenda 2021, mission accomplished. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe it was. You said just drink some E&J. Right? Put it in some tea. Right? That's old school right there. Let me see. You said you used to get flu shots? I used to get flu shots, but not anymore. I don't. We have to know exactly what we're putting into our bodies. Exactly. What up, Dion? Yeah, I don't mess around. I got one and I got deathly ill. And I said no more. So I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't do it. Class of 88? Uh-huh. I'm class of 90. I knew as soon as you said that E&J, I said, okay, that's old school. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Please make sure y'all subscribe. Like I said, I built this platform for people to be able to speak. All opinions are respected. I don't mind. You could come up, as long as you're not disrespectful. I'm cool with it. Let me see. Exactly. Their goal was to eliminate the Black population. I believe that too. I do. I did, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. When you think about Bill Gates, all you think about is computers. I did not know that he was into all of this other stuff. I had no idea that he was creating vaccines and he was all in the mix of this. I had no idea. I would kill for one of those. Adidas, Fila. I ain't say, man, I'm the type, I'll bring it back. You said aliens coming soon. Did y'all hear Obama say that? That he believed that there are aliens? You know what? I don't think I'm getting the shingle. I had chicken pox before though. Shingles is something that's painful. That's painful. I knew somebody that had shingles. That's very painful. Very painful. But I'm not getting the vaccine for it. I'm gonna rock out. As long as I'm healthy, I'm gonna rock out. So I guess ain't nobody trying to hit the linky link. So what y'all think? Y'all think I should cover the David? Yeah, y'all, please hit the like. Y'all think I should cover David? Gates is like a wait. You said Gates is like a real life supervillain. Yeah, yeah, but I had no Master Link. I had no idea. You understand? That's just how blind I was. You said Gates. Hold on, I'm trying to get to y'all comments. They good. Gates has always been a government shield. Daddy was CIA. His dad was CIA. He was only front man for government Microsoft. Y'all got. I'm gonna look up his dad. Now I'm gonna look up his dad. But what do y'all feel about David and Celeste? He should have been in jail. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me get to this comment. The government has a lot of secrets. They will blame aliens. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that too. I agree. Gates is a supervision. His global health innovative is demonic. David, y'all know the singer that unalived that young lady Celeste. She was found in the trunk of the car. Is there a song with Yolanda in it? Yeah, my song, my intro. I play it at the beginning and the end. He is very, very evil. Yeah, guilty to listen. I'm upset that he is not behind bars. That's what I was supposed to do tonight. But I was like, you know what? I got to finish this Bill Gates. That's an update. I got to cover it. I covered it when it first came out. I said, I got to finish it. So I put my David live stream on the back burner. But there's no reason why he should not be incarcerated right now. So I'm getting ready to dig and dig and dig and dig on that. But I think that will be to lose such a young, that was horrible. And then he made a song about it. Like, that's insane. That's some sick shit. Sick shit. Y'all, I love my audience. I gotta just say it. I'm starting to feel more and more comfortable getting on here, just talking to y'all. There was a time where I didn't feel like I could hold a crowd. You know what I mean? Now I'm starting to get comfortable. I love reading the comments. You think he do? Please consider covering the Trey Reed case. What? You don't believe it? Okay, Bev. I'll do it. Thank you, EJ. I'll do it. I'll get on it tonight. And if I feel like it outweighs the David case, I'll put that ahead. Thank you. Do you? It's so raspy. I had to get over that too. I'm like, you know what? Just do it like Nike. So I did. Thank you, Beverly. Yeah, we got 10 more minutes. 10 more. I'll go an hour. But then I'll look into that case. I'll definitely look into that case. Thanks, bro. Y'all, go subscribe. My bro is covering a lot of different things as well. We beat you. He covers the Epstein files. He just did a reaction to Les Wexner. He does a lot of different things on his channel, just like I do. You know? So if you guys can get over there, please subscribe to my brother. He's so entertaining. You'll enjoy it. Wait. Let me put your comment up. More fun than Aleister Crowley and Jack Parson. were doing. What were they doing? Hold on. What rituals? Hold on a tarmac at JPL. What? It's a free county. Jump in the waters. Warm. Are you a beach girl? No. I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm in Pennsylvania. It's cold here. I wish I was a beach girl. No. I mean, I've been to the beach a couple of times, but I'm not, yeah. I'm not a beach, it's not like I live near a beach or anything like that. Thanks, bro. Yeah, make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to We Beat You. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and please hit the like. That's it. That's all I want. And I'm happy with that. I am. All right. Well, since nobody's going to go ahead and hit and tap that link, but I am. Let me go back up to that case. Let me write this down before I close out so I don't forget. Trey Reed. Okay. I'm going, look, listen, y'all. Today was my first time I was able to turn on my my ads. My channel it just was monetized. So I wanted to see how it was. But I'll definitely, I think I'm gonna go live all weekend. So Trey Reed, I'll look up Trey Reed. I'll get into the David case. And if anything else happened, if Bill say anything interesting, I did take a look before I went live. Hillary ain't really say too much. She ain't say too much. So her deposition, she said they didn't really ask no questions. So that's nothing to go live about. You said my phone won't allow me to do links on YouTube app. Really? So when they put the link in the chat, you can't hit it. It's We Beat You all together. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, y'all. Y'all gonna get my head all big. I put a picture, one of my pictures on my community wall the other day. I was like, let me see, because the sector that I was in, they know what I look like. But, I got a whole new audience over here. So I was like, let me show them what I look like. Yeah, that's what she said. She was like, I said this a million times. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. That's all I got out of it. So I was like, ain't no sense in me. I'm going to make an upload, but I'm not going to spark a live, about it. So we'll see what Bill have to say. He's a little bit more interesting than Hillary. So if he say something big come out of what he say, then, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, he's going live after me, too. So if y'all want to come over, I'm going to be hanging out over there. So please come on over. Support my bro. Support my bro. Okay, let me see. I thought I seen another comment about Hillary. All right, gang. Well, I enjoyed talking to y'all tonight. Meanwhile, Ghislaine, oh, man, she living like a queen in jail. What? Oh, yeah, she was. You're right. They did say that. She was at Chelsea's wedding. So she lying. Hillary lying. They did say that. I did hear that in passing. You're welcome, bro. I love you too. I love you too. Yeah, I did hear that in passing, but I really haven't gotten into all of that, sat down and been able to really watch nothing on it. I think so too. I did a live stream and I compared the faces. I did a live stream on Jeffrey Epstein saying, putting it out there that he could potentially be still living. And then I did I put that in a piece of my live stream about Ghislaine and her nose and all of that. That is wow. But this is the biggest cover up ever in the history. I just can't believe that he had an empire of sex trafficking minors. Crazy. But guess what? I did one on Zorro Ranch too, y'all. Y'all know that they got the funding to start the investigation on Zorro Ranch. I cannot wait. Do you? How do I say it? Am I saying it right, Ghislaine? Everybody talk about my Pittsburgh accent. Everybody. Where EBT at? She in here? Hi. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Please, y'all, hit the like for me. Subscribe to my channel. I want to talk to y'all. Let's build a community. All right, gang. I want to thank all my mods. I love my mods, my subscribers, the new people here, the people that's going to hit the subscribe button. Welcome. And thanks, gang. So I'll be live either. Wait. Hold on. This same thing as Zorro Ranch. Who is that? MXIVM. Allison Mackford. You know a lot. You should have hit the link, XXX Mob. Thank you, K Wood. Listen, if y'all got any suggestions, y'all want to see something, all y'all got to do is put a comment wherever. I respond to comments in real time. So if there's something y'all want me to cover, let me know. Thanks, bro. EJ, I love you. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here. I got to get up at 3:30, but meet me over. I'm going to hang out at Doves. See Doves. We beat you for a little bit. So come on over. Kick it with me in the chat, y'all. All right. I'll see y'all in a minute.
It's your under degree. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling his tea, spilling and sipping his tea, spilling and sipping his tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree.
Smash that like on the way out, y'all. Diamond Gang.
Feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your line of degree, shining bright. Set the stage, Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling and sipping this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea. Spilling this tea.